welcome to the Rugby League History channel. Tonight I'll be doing me tips for week 1 of the 2022 NRL final series. We've got 4 matches, 4 really big games where I think for the first time in a while it's going to be hard to tell which way these matches are going to go. Generally in the past you have games where you kind of have a feeling who's going to win, but with some of these matches they could literally go either way. Before I get into the video, I'd just like to say that I won the Coffee Lounge tipping competition. The regular rounds have finished and I finished top of that. It started last year with a group of lads. There was about 6 or 7 last year that participated and I won that. And then this year it's grown to about 15 or 16 and I come out on top again. And I think when the Fager won the Freak podcast tipping competition, I come 11th out of about 141 people. So I did quite well there. And hopefully I can make it a three-peat next year on the Coffee Lounge tipping competition. Also, I'd just like to thank everyone that watched my tipping video last week. The tipping video I did last week was probably one of my best viewed videos I've ever done on the channel. And it was the 5th most watched tipping video on YouTube for Rugby League. So thanks to everyone that watched the video last week. So let's start off with the first finals match on the Friday. This one is the qualifying final. It's between Penrith and Parramatta. This one's being played at Penrith Stadium there. Penrith finished as league leaders, aka minor premiers, and Parramatta finished in 4th place this year. This is Parramatta's 5th appearance in the finals in the last 6 years, so they have been a finals regular. And for Penrith, over the last few years, they've been making it as well. Obviously, everyone knows that. Parramatta have won both matches against Penrith this year, and they're one of the only sides to beat Penrith out there at Penrith Stadium this year. This is the 4th finals meeting between the two sides. The two sides first met in the finals in 1985, which was Penrith's first ever finals campaign. Parramatta won that. Then there were the 2000 qualifying elimination final. Parramatta won that again. Then we had the match last year where Penrith narrowly won. So this is going to be the 4th meeting between the two sides in the finals since 1967. Penrith have got many changes going into this match. Cleary's back and pretty much everyone that they rested against North Queensland's back. And for Parramatta, 0 changes. Now it's changed and they're on a roll at the moment. I think over the last couple of weeks they've stepped their game up and they're playing really well. And they're in with a decent shot of doing something in this final series this year. For this match, I'm going to go for Parramatta to win by 4 points. I think this game's going to be very close. Of course, I have to back the lads. Hopefully they can do it, but if it goes the other way, there's still a second bite of the cherry. I wouldn't be surprised if Penrith won, but we'll see how we go on the Friday. So I'll go for Parramatta to win a very close game by 4 points. The second match in this week 1 finals is between Melbourne and Canberra. This is the elimination final. Whoever loses this is out for 2022. Melbourne against Canberra at Amy Park down there in Melbourne. Melbourne finished the regular season 5th and Canberra finished in 8th. They come from nowhere and then they leapfrogged Brisbane and finished in 8th. For Melbourne, massive news for them. It looks like Jerome Hughes is going to be back and you can really tell that they missed him last week. And for Canberra, big news for them as well. Whiten and Whitehead are back in the side for Canberra. Canberra's won their last 4 matches in the league going into this game. This is the 6th finals meeting between the two sides. Melbourne's won 4 of the finals matches and Canberra's just got that solitary win down there in Amy Park in 2019. Canberra have won their last 4 matches down there in Melbourne, so they're definitely not afraid of going down there and causing an upset. And if they're going to win this game, it's going to be another massive upset for them over Melbourne. However, I just can't go past Melbourne at home. I know that Canberra's got the wood over Melbourne in recent times down there, but with Hughes back and with it being down there, especially finals time, very hard to beat Melbourne down there. So I'm going to go for Melbourne to win 1-12 on the Saturday there, I should say, and I think it'll be Canberra's season over and done with. The third match on this week 1 final series week is Cronulla against North Queensland. This one's being played at Shark Park down there in Cronulla. Cronulla finished the year in 2nd, North Queensland finished in 3rd. For North Queensland, they've made no changes going into this game. And as for Cronulla-Sutherland, Kennedy's back, Finucane's back, and Toby Rudolph's back. But Siosifa Talakai looks like he's going to be out for a while. He might miss the rest of the season. These two sides met each other once in the regular season this year, and Cronulla come out on top in that game, 26 points to 12, round 18 that way. This is going to be the 5th finals meeting between these two sides. And a lot of the finals have all come in recent years. So they met in 2013, 2015, 2016 and 2017. At the moment, both sides have won 2 matches each in the final. So we're going into a 5th finals match between these two sides. One thing about Cronulla-Sutherland though this year, they've only won 3 matches all season against teams that finished inside the top 8. And for North Queensland, they only played 5 matches in Sydney for the entire year, and they won 2 of them. So they were 2 from 5. And of course, recently they lost against South Sydney down there at Stadium Australia. This is a very, very hard game to call. This could, as I said, go either way. I know some people are tipping Cronulla, some are going for North Queensland. My heart wants Cronulla to win, but I think I can see North Queensland winning this. I think that stat with Cronulla struggling against teams that have finished inside the top 8 this year is pretty damning. And I think North Queensland have fared better against teams that have finished inside the top 8. So I'm going to go for North Queensland to win. I'll go for North Queensland to win by 8 points. I think this is going to be another tight game. I think there's not going to be much in it, but I'll go for North Queensland to win by 8 points. And the final match of this Week 1 final series is on the Sunday. This is another elimination final. Whoever loses this is out for 2022. It's Sydney Roosters against South Sydney, the biggest rivalry in the NRL. They only just played last week and now they're back again, so it's a real treat for someone like me that loves these rivalry games. This one's being played at the new Sydney Football Stadium there. This year, South Sydney have won against East once, and East have beat South, so they're 1-1 this year against each other. Damien Cook and Campbell Graham are back for South Sydney this week, and for Eastern Suburbs, they're going to be without Joseph Manu. And I also read that Tupu's going to be out as well. East have won 8 straight matches coming into this game. They've really timed their run perfectly, I think, going into the finals. This took a bit of time to research, but this is the 15th finals meeting between South and Eastern Suburbs since 1908. Of course, in the early days, these two sides met quite frequently and played in a few grand finals. They haven't met in a grand final since 1935. But, of course, I think over like the last 50 or 60 years, it's kind of been a case where when South Sydney were a dominant team, East were not. And when East were a dominant team, South were not. So they didn't really play each other much in the finals. But in the 2010s, they did play against each other quite a bit. And I think East slightly edged that when it comes to the finals matches in recent times. For this match, I'm going to go for East to win 1-12. I think it's going to be another tight game. I wouldn't be surprised if South Sydney win. But East are on fire at the moment, 8 in a row. They beat South Sydney last week. They look very good. And I think they'll do it again. I think they'll beat South Sydney there on Sunday. So there's my tips for this week. I've gone Parramatta, Melbourne, North Queensland and Eastern Suburbs. Hope you enjoyed this Week 1 finals tipping video. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be doing my Super League playoff tips tomorrow for that week, the first week of the playoffs there. And thanks for tuning in, everyone. And I'll catch you all later in the next video. Alright, tatty bye for now.